my gosh. What do I do? Bring Bassi? 8, 9, 10, 11. Why did they quit? They could have won. They could have won. They had a Bastion on the back. They're deep up, but they quit way too early. Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today I have a Great League team for you all. This is actually some footage that I got from when I first started playing this season. Of course, the Great League meta hasn't changed too much, so this team will still be very, very strong. And if I sound a little weird today, unfortunately I've been sick for like, I don't know, since Christmas Eve or something, so that's why I haven't been uploading anything, haven't really been battling much, but just bear with me, because the team is definitely still really solid. I gotta say, Bastiodon is back, and it is looking really strong this meta. I honestly hated using it last season. It just had nowhere to go, but with all these flyers coming back that aren't Gligar, and even Bastion has a lot of play into Gligar too, it just looks so much stronger now. And then, you know, there's increased uses in Charjabug, Cresselia, Lickitung, all things that Bastion excels in. And in many respects, it's better against some of these matchups than Carbink would be, such as the Cresselia matchup, Lickitung, and Skarmory with Steel Wing. That's going to be a big one. So the team I decided to run is... Before we get into the battles, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to all my patrons who've been supporting my content creation. If you'd like private one-on-one coaching, scrims against me, some of my league guides and strategies ahead of time, or even tune into my live stream battles, feel free to sign up through the Patreon link down below. It's a Whiscash with a Clodsire and Bastiodon in the back. One thing to note is that the moves I use for Clodsire is Poison Sting, Sludge Bomb. Looking back on it, I'd probably change it to Poison Sting, Stone Edge. You still have some okay play into Grass type with that Poison Sting Fast Attack, but it's just much safer safe swap because you don't get hard wall by Gligar and by Skarmory. Those are the main two that you really want Stone Edge for. So as you can see, I'm not currently rank 8 in GBL, but this was early on in the season. These are some of the better battles I saw, so let's see how it plays out. I am running Scald with the new Scald on my Whiscash. No debuff there, but still does a sizable amount of damage. And this matchup's not too bad. This player is actually still running Psychic, so it's a little bit better for me because it doesn't do nearly as much damage as Dynamic Punch would. And we do get the attack drop. And that's really the main key thing of this team. It's just like kind of muscle your way through with Whiscash. I end up swapping and catching on a super effective Psychic. But my whole point is I kind of need to lure out whatever they're really weak to with Whiscash. And they're debuffed, so it's actually not a big deal even if it was Psychic. I was planning on it being Psychic. We grab their final shield with the Clodsire, which is quite nice. And then they're going to throw their energy with Lanturn. So this is actually pretty good. I am going to just try to get to back-to-back Mud Bomb. I'm not sure. They might outpace me. No, yeah, it was on Charge Attack priority, so huge. So really nice there because we take them out when they had the energy. And they come in with the Medicham. We get off a Final Skull. This is huge because we had to get rid of this thing. Hopefully the last Pokemon's weak to Bastion, and finally here it is. And so we get the nice hard wall matchup. You see a lot of top lefts with this team, sometimes on your own end, but ideally you maneuver out pretty well and avoid those Bastion onto Mudboy or Medicham matchups. Alright, they got Chesnaught in the lead. This is pretty bad for me. But they're staying in for whatever reason, and they actually end up catching on a Toxapex. Really good catch by them in that situation. But we're still in a very positive matchup with Clodsire, so I am going to do what I can to pivot out. And I'm pivoting out because I need to save that Clodsire for the Chesnaught. The rest of my team doesn't really have much play with it, so the fact that I could still swap out with some energy and health, and then just farm a ton against this Toxapex is huge. I have a decent amount of energy for that Clodsire, or sorry, Chesnaught, I should say, and it's already weakened from the Sludge Bomb. So obviously in this situation, Sludge Bomb is kind of nice, but you don't see Chesnaught super often, so I don't know if I'm about running it just for Chesnaught. That being said, fantastic in this matchup, and then we have another Poison Water in the back, so ABB Poison Water. Yeah, Whiscash and Clodsire are just really, really strong into this entire team outside the Chesnaught with Whiscash, but that's not a big deal. Alright, we're going to farm up maximum energy here. I don't even know if they see the Bastiodon. I mean, this is a core breaker lead, but it didn't core break much, I gotta say. Only took out the Clodsire after all that and Whiscash to farm it down. So again, this team is really, really strong overall. I really built it originally anticipating a lot more Talonflame in Great League, but turns out there weren't a ton. Obstagoon, pretty neutral. Obviously, if they get a boost, that's a different story, but if we get debuffs, that also helps us quite a bit. We do get a debuff, which is quite nice. I mean, 50% chance is pretty nice. Interesting swap by them, maybe trying to catch the Scald, but now this just puts them in an absolutely terrible position, in my opinion. So I can just pretty much double Mud Bomb this to take it out. I'm going to just maximize on my energy as much as possible. Probably throw it again on charge attack priority. Yeah, just so that they can't really get this energy off even if they want to. They shield, and now they throw. So this is interesting. And they swap back in with the Obstagoon. So a good snipe by them. Good combo play. Does take me out, but we still avoid the Obstagoon with the Clodsire, which is kind of nice. And then Clodsire is so bulky, I can overfarm quite a bit. Just leave with a bunch of energy. Looks like I decided to throw right away. I'm not really sure why. Maybe I was just worried with the hand in the back. I don't know. Looking back on that, I should have overfarmed more. But is what it is. Alright, ends up being a Deoxys Defense. And here I'm going to catch a Psycho Boost on my Bastiodon. Not usual that you swap in Bastiodon into Deoxys Defense, but making that catch play is pretty nice to absorb that resisted damage. And then now we can smack down all the way. I don't really want to leave too much health on my Bastiodon for the Deoxys Defense to farm off of. And then we get the full smackdown. And then we have a lot of energy too on top of this. I actually don't know if I win this matchup or not. I should. Yeah, I have a ton of health on this Clodsire. And the thing is, they had to debuff themselves if they want to take me out. Probably twice, actually, now that I think about it. Here comes the first one. And here comes the second one. But Bastiodon, hang on with the 1 HP left here. You gotta go for the BM at this situation. About to be a timeout win as well too, but with 1 HP left on Bastiodon. Super close battles, but yeah, overall really, really good. Like I said, team has a lot of play into a lot of situations. Mew lead, always have to watch out for the potential Grass Knot. And then now they swap. I think this is a Simo swap because otherwise it would just came in Bastiodon into this. But they end up letting the Sludge Bomb go. Again, I think people, I don't know. I mean, even though Stone Edge, that's probably warrants a shield. I guess they just want to let this go. Joke's on them. I want to let my Clodsire go instead. So none of us either really fighting for switch advantage. But energy out of this Clodsire is quite nice. And then now they come in Lanturn into Whiscash. Not a good time for them. This is a very positive matchup. I'm going to throw on charge attack priority as well, just to ensure that we maximize what we can get here. They're going to throw, and I'm not going to shield. If I shield, I'm going to signal to them that this Whiscash is pretty valuable. And now they come in Mew, and this is pretty good for me. I'm going to just throw the Mud Bomb. Yeah, so the main reason behind this is because I don't want to get sniped down by a Surf later from the Lanturn. Like, there's no point in me banking 2 back-to-back Mud Bombs at that point. And yeah, we get to another Mud Bomb on charge attack priority. Over farming and maximize energy is huge. They don't even see the Bastiodon in that game. Yeah, just between the two ground types of Whiscash and Clodsire, they're pretty strong. I'm not going to call Clodsire a Mud Boy because this is not. That's why I didn't say Mud Boy. They're both ground types, though. You can't make mud with poison in ground. You can make mud with ground and water. So hopefully that settles the Mud Boy debate. All right, in this situation, you definitely stay in against the Deoxys Defense. I'm trying to get a debuff. Unfortunately, I'm not able to. So now our timers are kind of decent. However, I have a pretty good matchup with Bastiodon at this point in time, especially how low health they have. They definitely can swap in their Deoxys Defense a little bit sooner. So was it ideal? I don't know. Maybe I should have came in with the Clodsire instead. But they do end up shielding, and then they do go for the pivot play, which makes a lot of sense. I'm going to let it go. It's going to be neutral Thunderbolt at best for them. And I'm going to just actually get to another Stone Edge. I don't know if they shield this. They end up shielding, so I could just go for the calm play, which is pretty huge for me. Even if they have Grass type in the back, up a shield with a Clodsire and with a Whiscash with this much health, I should be okay. Looks like they're just going to throw a foul play, and I'm going to try to optimize on the situation. I don't know if I really need the Whiscash. Yeah, looks like we're okay, because then they have a Lanturn in the back. And again, double ground is going to counter the electrics quite well. Honestly, electrics especially like Charjabug is not going to enjoy seeing this team at all. All right. They didn't catch Earthquake. This is just a better move to throw into Skarmory. Again, looking back on it, I'd probably run Stone Edge, but we've already seen a couple times where Poison or Sludge Bomb has come in handy. So, you know, it's not completely useless, but having seen what the meta looks like a little bit more, there's a lot more Skarmory and Gligar than I imagined, and a lot less Talonflame. Obviously, Stone Edge is great into Talonflame too, but I just thought Sludge Bomb would be safer into like Azumarill and Fairies. And grass types, especially when I have a Whiscash in the lead. All right, so we see all 3 Pokemon at this point in time. I'm going to come in with my Whiscash, and this is kind of a dicier matchup for sure. The Dragon Breath damage does add up quite a bit. I'm going to go for a debuff though, just to reduce some of this Dragon Breath damage, and they actually no shield, huge no shield by them. But this allows me to keep this Whiscash a little bit healthier for the time being. I don't know if this is worth shielding. I probably should shield this. I end up not shielding for some reason. That is, I think, a misplay. I guess it doesn't matter because they get to 2. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe I was keeping track of the energy. But this is a little tough. Bastiodon is not known for its quickness, and getting to these stone edges with Smackdown is not an easy feat. In fact, I'm pretty sure I get hit by 2 Surf before I get to the next one. But let's see how it goes. Yeah, these sparks are coming out quick. They don't even have to optimize there properly to get to it. And let's go and do it for my Bastiodon. So we did take a loss there, but yeah, overall, team is still working pretty good on the day. I could throw the neutral bomb, or I could go for a Scald debuff, which I go for that. We get the full debuff. Even if they're running Hydro Pump, it's not the end of worlds. But a lot of Azumarill are not running Hydro Pump, and even with the bubble buff, that is not going to save them. And this puts my opponent in a really tough position because they can't really come in with Talonflame into the Bastiodon, so they were forced to show their 3rd Pokemon. And I get slow play this a little bit, right? You see me smacking down all the way, trying to draw that switch timer so that I could potentially pivot out and save my Bastiodon for the Talonflame later, in case it comes in something like a Medicham. Ends up being a Lanturn, and then, yeah, we come in with Whiscash. They try to go for a catch, not able to do it. Fantastic to see the Lanturn in the back, because we still have the Clodsire for it, and honestly, they're probably not going to shield Talonflame. Oh, they do shield Talonflame. Interesting. Well, I'm just going to shield the Whiscash, yeah, at that point. Unlikely it's not going to be Fly. Yeah, this is just such a good matchup for Whiscash for the Lanturn. I mean, there's just Lanturn everywhere still for whatever reason, so Whiscash is actually very, very strong. Yeah, we get to back-to-back Mud Bomb. We just have to shield 1 Surf, and then we win. So, I guess they shield here. Yeah, I think they still have 1 shield, so maybe we don't win. Okay, oh yeah, we go for the common play. No clots are needed. A lot of these games, you're just using 2 Pokemon, to be honest, and dominating. So, it's quite good. All right, this is a fantastic league. We want to see a Charjabug for sure, and the whole team has a ton of play into it, so I'm feeling pretty good at this point in time. I might go for that Scald and then swap strategy again. If they swap out this quick, this means that they have a strong counter to Whiscash in all likelihood. And this puts them in a really tough spot because same situation as before. You can't really come and Charjabug into his Bastiodon. So I'm going to just farm up a bunch. They are also debuffed. I think they're running Dark Pulse. Are they running Dark Pulse? Yeah, Dark Pulse. Slightly more energy efficient than Foul Play, but a little bit more energy costly. So not the most traditional move you see on Umbreon, but still very solid. All right, and let's see. They don't come in with the Charjabug, which is fantastic. I got a little greedy there, trying to optimize maybe. I don't know, but yeah, ends up not working out so well, so I had to shield. But either way, we're in a very commanding spot. We get a debuff as well. I mean, 50% chance. This is a good chance this will debuff too. No. Okay, that was actually a true 50% chance. I guess we got a debuff on this Umbreon earlier. X-Scissors is going to come out. It does a decent amount of damage. My mistake, throwing out Charge Attack priority instead of and trying too hard to optimize. But we're in a very commanding spot at this point in time. I'm going to throw the Stone Edge out. They do shield, which is nice. This helps out my Clodsire quite a bit. If they have Hydro Pump, not the end of the world. Ends up being play rough. I'm just going to continuously wear down this Azumarill. Actually, now I just come in Clodsire because they're closing in on Sludge Bomb range, so that's pretty good for me. And yeah, Sludge Bomb is going to do wonders here in this matchup for sure. So something to consider, but Earthquake and Stone Edge should be fine here too in this situation. All right, another a Lanturn, but this time in the lead. Fantastic. They have a Vigoroth safe swap. This is an interesting one because Vigoroth's charge attacks are all resisted from Bastiodon, so it's tempting to bring in Bastion, but I think Cloud Star's a better play. Having Sludge Bomb is also nice too. It's a lower energy move than Stone Edge, and you get stabbed for it, which is kind of nice. But similar situations before. They can't really easily come in Lanturn to this. I think they'll probably try and maybe shield one Earthquake, but they might show the third. And it looks like they are going to show the third. It ends up being Talonflame. They saw my Sludge Bomb, so they're not going to shield anything, but still does a respectable amount of damage. Yeah, and then we still have the Bastion in the back for this thing, which is not going to enjoy the Bastion at all. But yeah, pretty solid matchup. I mean, we get both their shields eventually anyway, just from the Sludge Bomb alone. So Sludge Bomb again, having a lot of play. And then my opponent is going to quit out there because they're like, all right, there's no play I have here left. Shadow Swampert, or just Mudboy's in the lead. Obviously, it's very strong into the back line. It has neutral play in the lead, so it's not the best of matchups. However, I just stay in. I try to muscle through, try to get those debuffs. No debuff on the first one, but we're going to shield again and go for it. 50% chance we need to take out the Swampert no matter what. I'm a little worried about them trying to make a catch, because if they catch some of this energy, it definitely puts me behind. Was that two back-to-back no debuffs? That's really unfortunate. And then they do catch on Charjabug. So, great catch by them. Let's see if I can farm some extra energy. Oh, I do leave with the Scald. Okay. Good, good. Very good. I am going to lose charge attack priority into that Swampert, but at least I have some energy. And then we are hard-walling this Charjabug, which is fantastic. And then I think I'm just going to overfarm up to 100 energy. Let's see what happens. Maybe they swap out? I don't know. We can go for the Sludge Bomb. Thought about undercharging it, but it's pretty bulky, so ends up being okay. And then we get to Earthquake and Swampert. This is good, because this means that they're throwing the energy. And yeah, now I don't have to worry about charge attack priority. We get the Scald off to snipe it down. Skelders in the back. No problem. Speaking of Bastion, Bastion in the lead for my opponent. This looks like some type of slight Bastiodon double grass situation. Maybe a Razor Leaf in the back. I don't know. Either way, it seems like it's a lot of fast attack pressure oriented Pokemon. We finally have an answer to Bastion, though. Most of my Bastion teams are very weak to opposing Bastion, but this team's actually very, very strong. So my play here is to farm down. I have two strong answers to Bastion, right? So my play is probably to bring in the Whiscash. And see what they end up bringing. It's a grass type, ends up being grass type, so this is good for me because I have a ton of energy in my Bastion, and we get the attack drop too. Don't get another move off, but that's fine. I'm just coming with Cloudstar. Cloudstar's going to do pretty solid work against this Vichy-Bell. We do get hit with the Acid Spray, but not the end of the world, because Bastion really doesn't have anything meaningful they can throw at this Cloudstar. These Razor Leaves are chunking though. Holy. I think the reason why I didn't come in Bastion is because if they take out my Bastion with Victory Bell, then I'm going to be permanently debuffed on this Cloudsire. Instead, that's not quite the case. We do get to the Earthquake against the opposing Bastion. I guess it doesn't end up mattering. I know, yeah, we are clearing debuff now, so maybe it does matter. Almost get taken out with 100 energy, but my Bastion hangs on just barely. And then now we're going to go for a potential Earthquake. And we get to the Earthquake. I did not want to risk the Sludge Bomb. Was that triple resisted poison damage? Yeah, that was not going to look good. But we were able to close it out. Definitely a little bit closer than I would like it to. But I think I could have made some different plays there to make it a little bit cleaner. All right, Skarmory in the lead. This is kind of a weird one for Whiscash. Just because it kind of really depends on if you're getting hit by Brave Bird or not. They go straight for the Brave Bird, which is fantastic for me. I'm going to go for a potential debuff and then swap situation. I come in Clodsire. This will make the matchup a little bit easier. Of course, if they have Hydro Home, that's a different story. They're only throwing Ice Beam. So, looking pretty good for me so far. Of course, Skarmory is going to hardwall this Clodsire, so I might pivot out if I have enough health, but that's why I'm really not shielding this Azumarill, just because I don't think it's going to be super meaningful to spend my final shield there. And then now, yes, I do go for a pivot, so I swap back over to my Whiscash. I actually end up shielding too, expecting the Brave Bird again. It ends up being the Brave Bird, and of course, here is Lanturn. So gonna be really good for me. Skarmory double water, of course. Pretty common strategy for sure. If it was a Mud Boy, I probably would have been toast because I'm down a shield, down 2 shields actually at this point too. So yeah, that would have been a really tough matchup. But it's not. It ends up being Lanturn, which is gonna work out pretty well for me. I go for the combo play to take out the Lanturn, and then of course they have the Skarmory, but they're probably going to quit. Yeah, and they do. All right, our final battle, we have Cradily. Did Cradily get a buff? No, Cradily didn't, right? But am I tripping? I don't know. I don't think Cradily has, but for some reason I've seen a decent amount of Cradily. Either way, pretty good into the Whiscash. Very good, actually, I should say. We're going to safe swap the Clodstar. I'm really trying to fight for switch advantage just because Cradily is going to be a huge pain for my Whiscash. And we get to another Sludge Bomb. Of course, the difference here is Stone Edge with one shot, making this matchup a little bit better for that Clodstar, or at least can grab shields. They end up swapping to their Lanturn instead. Why did I swap Bastiodon? I think I just misplayed this. Because don't I want to save the Bastiodon for the Cradily, and then I could just use Whiscash for this? Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Don't do what I just did there. It could have been both like simultaneous blind swaps. That's possible. Or like, not blind swaps. We both just intended to swap there. But just didn't see it coming. I don't know. Either way, that is not the play for sure. If I end up swapping Bastiodon to that matchup, this matchup becomes super easy in comparison. But instead, it has become a nightmare, and Cradily is going to come out on top despite how much I talked smack about it. But overall, that's the team. Super strong and very strong to Charjabug, so definitely give it a shot if you want to in Great League. But like I said, Bastiodon's back, and if you want a good Bastiodon team, here it is. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and thank you for bearing with me too. I know I didn't probably sound the most energetic or the best today, but try to get over the sickness so I can make more videos for you all. Anyway, hope you have a good one. Happy New Year. Hope you had great holidays, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace.